Today in this session, we'll discuss about MySQL. Actually, SQL stands for Structured Query Language. So, this structured query language will be useful when you go with the database concept. Okay. So, first we need to know what is mean by database. So, database is nothing but what? It is a collection of data to be stored in a particular location togetherly is called as database. For example, consider here. So MySQL creates a
MySQL
database
creates
for
a
storing and manipulating the data, defining the relationship of each table. That means what? Consider that I have a table of data, right? So this table of data contains what? This table of data contains student number, right? And name of the student, right? And for example, say marks of the student. I'm not able to get it properly. Like this is a table. So in this table, what I have the details of the students, like numbers of the students and names of the students I'm writing as A and B, and some 2 marks I'm writing over here. That means what? This is one record and this is one record. These are the two records are of same type and I'm storing the same type of data togetherly in the form of a table. What I'm storing? I'm storing in the form of a table. So this collection of tables togetherly is called as a database. This MySQL is a technology that creates a database for storing and manipulating the data. That means you can store this data and you can manipulate. That means, for example, if I want to update the name as X, I can update, manipulate in the sense updations, deletions, any modifications, and defining the relationship each of the table. Consider this is a student table. If I have a lecturer table, so what lecturers will have? Lecturers will have lecturer number and lecturer name. So this is a student and this is a lecturer. Is both the tables have relation or not? So students learns from the lecturers. That means this MySQL creates a database as well as stores the data, manipulates the data, and relation between each table. Next here, clients can make requests by typing the specific SQL statement on MySQL on this server. Actually, this MySQL is a SQL server. So, server in the sense what? It is also a computer which have large amount of memory. Consider here you have like Amazon or Google. So what they do, they have Amazon page. So in this Amazon page, what you do, you will write your username and you do write your password and you click on say login button. That means the details of this username and password will be available in the server. So these details will be verified in the server. So this server is which server? This MySQL server. Not only MySQL, to have the data, we have different kinds of servers like database, Oracle, Sybase, DB2. All these are the different kinds of servers. So this Amazon and Google or any other websites, what it takes, they takes the data from the user like name, first name, last name, password, captcha, some security question. All this data will be taken into the consideration and all this data to be forwarded to server. Whenever you are going for the login, this username and password will be checked in the server. If those two are correct, server will give you back the result. Okay, so this is the meaning of the database. The server application will respond with the requested information and it will appear on the client side. So you need to know here two things: what is the client and what is the server. So client in the sense you are opening the Amazon page in your computer, that is client. So where these details are presented, where this data is presented in the server system, client is sending request to server. If the server is giving response back to the client, so this we call it as MySQL server. Server application will respond with the requested information and it will appear on the client side. That means MySQL is a server which is able to store the data which is requested by the client, and the response will be sent to client environment. Done. We'll go with the next slide. So what the benefits we have with the MySQL? So not only MySQL, we have many number of database servers like Oracle, Sybase, DB2. We have many number. So what benefits we have with the MySQL? So the first one is it's a fast, reliable, and scalable and easy to use, and it was developed originally to handle the large databases. So you need to understand here what is meant by large database. Consider if you are using a small supermarket. So in the supermarket, hardly 1,000 products may be there. So the 1,000 product details, if you want to store in the system, we need a small database. But if you want to store Google account holders in a database, it's not a small database. So there are crores of people are there with a Google account. So if you want to store the crores details, we need large database. So this MySQL will work for the large databases only. Clear? And MySQL is under constant development. It offers a rich and useful set of functions. For example, if you want to add sum of the numbers, average of the numbers, maximum number, minimum number, if you want to find out, you don't need to write the program. Only directly we use max function, min function, and connectivity function. Whatever the things you require, those all will be available ready-madely. That means easy to write and easy to implement. MySQL connectivity speed and make it highly suitable for accessing the database on the internet. So your MySQL server is where it is on the cloud. That means మనకు వరల్డ్ లో ఎక్కడో ఒక సర్వర్ లో సిస్టమ్ లో ఉంటుంది MySQL డేటాబేస్. సో క్లయింట్ ఎక్కడో వరల్డ్ లో ఎక్కడో ఉంటారు. సో క్లయింట్ సిస్టమ్ అనేది సర్వర్ సిస్టమ్ తో కనెక్ట్ అవ్వాలి. ఆ కనెక్టివిటీని ఈ MySQL అనేది ఈజీగా చేస్తుంది. MySQL కీ బెనిఫిట్స్ ఇంక్లూడ్, ఇంకా బెనిఫిట్స్ ఏమున్నాయి? ఈజీ ఆఫ్ యూస్. ఈజీ అంటే ఏంటి? ఈజీగా ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయొచ్చు. నెక్స్ట్ రిలయబిలిటీ. రిలయబిలిటీ అంటే ఏంటి? ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, మనం ఇప్పుడు డేటాబేస్ లో ఒక 10 రికార్డ్స్ పెట్టాము. ఓకేనా? సో రేపు నెక్స్ట్ డే ఓపెన్ చేస్తూ కూడా ఏమవ్వాలి? ఆ 10 రికార్డ్స్ అలానే ఉండాలి. అప్పుడే మనం దాన్ని ఏం చెప్తాం? దట్ థింగ్ ఈస్ రిలయబుల్ అంటాం. రిలయబుల్ ఇన్ ద సెన్స్ కరెక్ట్. ఓకే. Next, scalability. Scalability in the sense it can be move on easily from one place to another place. See, MySQL scales to meet the demands of the most accessed applications. MySQL's native replication architectures enables the organization such as Facebook to scale applications to support billions of users. That means what? For example, billions of users లో ఉన్నారు, ఇంకొక బిలియన్ యూజర్స్ యాడ్ అయ్యారు అనుకోండి. అప్పుడు ఫేస్బుక్ ఏం చేస్తుంది? ఈజీగా MySQL ని యూజ్ చేస్తుంది. ఎందుకంటే దానికి ఆ క్యాపబిలిటీ ఉంది. ఎంత ఎక్కువ లార్జ్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ యూజర్స్ ఉన్నా సరే దట్ ఈస్ ఏబుల్ టు స్టోర్ ద డేటా ఇన్ టు ద database. So that is the scalability is one of the feature of the MySQL. Next, performance. MySQL HeatWave is faster and less expensive than the other databases servers. So this MySQL can be of different types. According to the need of the organization, this MySQL is categorized into different types. In that, the first one is MySQL HeatWave is the faster and less expensive, as demonstrated by multiple standards industry benchmarks, including TPC, TPC-DS, CH benchmark. హై అవైలబిలిటీ. సో మార్కెట్ లో మనం ఈజీగా అవైలబుల్ గా ఉంటుంది. జస్ట్ మీరు గూగుల్ ఓపెన్ చేసి MySQL డౌన్లోడ్ అని కొడితే వచ్చేస్తుంది ఈజీగా ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ ప్రాసెస్ అనేది. అంటే నో నీడ్ టు వరీ అబౌట్ ద సాఫ్ట్వేర్స్. సో ద సాఫ్ట్వేర్ విల్ బి అవైలబుల్ ఫ్రీ ఆఫ్ కాస్ట్, అండ్ లేటెస్ట్ వర్షన్స్ ఆల్సో అవైలబుల్ ఎనీవేర్, ఎనీ కాస్ట్. And recovery point objective is 0. Recovery time objective is in seconds. Recovery in the sense, for example, if you lost your mobile, what you do? We'll take some other mobile and we'll install all apps and we'll install Google contacts, and what you do? Google's Gmail synchronization will be done. If the synchronization is done, automatically Gmail contact, whatever the contacts you are having with the Google account, that contacts, respected images, all are recovered. In the same manner, in the MySQL also, if you lost any data, that can be recovered in a seconds. Next, security. So security in the sense what? If you are giving username and password, where this username and password are there, these two are presented in the server system. If you are writing username and password correctly, then only the client will get the response from the server. If you are not writing password wrongly, that means if you are writing the password wrongly, you are not supposed to get the server page, right? So that security will be given by whom? MySQL server. And flexibility in the sense maximum number, so maximum flexibility will be there for the traditional SQL, and no SQL schema free database application. Developers can mix and match the relational data and JSON documents in the same database applications. Actually, in the first slide already we discussed database is nothing but a table that is a collection of same type of data, like student number 1 and student number 2. So this is a student record, this is a student record, so that I'm putting in a table and then I'm keeping it as a database. But this MySQL allows us to write text type data as well as any Word document or any picture document type of data can also be stored in the MySQL database. Clear? Next, some of the use cases. Use cases in the sense what? Where we use MySQL in the market. That means in which criteria, in which places we are implementing this MySQL. So MySQL is very popular in the cloud. So you need to understand what is mean by cloud. Cloud is nothing but what? It's a memory location. If you are saving anything in the cloud, that can be accessible by any client in the whole world. So this MySQL is very popular in the cloud technology only, right? And you're everybody listening the terminologies, my machine learning, artificial intelligence, and data mining, data warehousing. So all these are the different terminologies which are latest technologies. In the latest technologies, this MySQL is also useful and extremely popular for for what? E-commerce. E-commerce are nothing but e-businesses. Social platforms like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Why? Because these social platforms have many number of users. So many number of users have the data. The details of those users will be stored in the MySQL server. Next, content management. What the content you are storing, the same data will be presented in the MySQL documents. Next, SaaS and ISVS. So more than 2000 ISVs, OEMs, and VARs, including Edition 5 IBM Relay on MySQL, either embedded database to make their applications. So different technologies and different companies, in order to store their data and access the data very much fastly, they are using the MySQL. And on premises applications with MySQL Enterprise Edition. So Enterprise Edition is nothing but what? All enterprises. That means all organizations have MySQL has highest scalability and security, reliability, and update. So as the versions are releasing, so they companies may use the newly introduced version to store their details. So it reduces what? It reduces the risk, cost, and complexity of developing a new applications. So this MySQL is very useful for in all types of backups, monitor, firewall, audit, transparent data encryption and authentication to help the customers. That means wherever you are having some data, we need to have some database. If the database data is huge, then we can easily go with MySQL server. It is available in the cloud.